Guys, hello. It's been a long time since I have made any SWGoH videos. Let me, I guess, turn the audio on. Other devices preventing music from playing. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We'll just not turn the audio on, but wrong tab. A lot of you seem to not really know how to counter Leviathans with a P1. All of my fleet sharks are still entirely Leviathan, almost entirely. Some people are starting to figure it out, but I have a roughly 85% success rate. So before we get into how I counter Leviathan, let's go over the pilots. Maxed out P at Relic 9. I would recommend the Relic 9 P to make this much more consistent. 6-dot mods, all abilities upgraded. Same for Dengar, I did apply his Zeta when the P1 came out and slapped some 6-dot mods on. I upgraded all of my pilots to Relic 7, except for Bam, because why would I put more Relic mats in Bam? He doesn't really need it, but I would recommend upgrading Dengar and Cad Bane to Relic 7. And of course you need a Relic 8 Boba Fett to get Executor anyways, he has 6-dot mods and his Zetas. That is my setup. Bosk and IG88 I also have maxed out, but you will never use them for this counter, so it's really up to you if you find yourself using P1. Like, Bosk is good for P1 counters, but this is the number 1 guy. But let's do the number 2, and we'll do 2 battles. So you lead Xanadu Blood, Punishing One, and Razor Crest. The only reinforcement you should ever call will be Boba Fett. And I have a very specific turn order here because of my relics. It'll almost always be the same no matter what style of Leviathan you're fighting. Now, people sometimes use Sith Assassin instead of TIE Dagger. That's fine. You're going to do the exact same thing regardless. The Extinction Class Bomber is going to open up with a taunt. You're just going to swarm it here. They're gonna take their turn, destroy your engines, whatever that does. I don't know. I don't have the Leviathan. TIE Dagger will take a turn. Do the AoE. You need to ship on the TIE Dagger. Call P1 for more damage on the bomber. And then your next 2 turns, you're gonna use the Razor Crest special ability and call Xanadu Blood. You need a double tap on one of these 2 turns. If you don't get it, you will probably lose. But you can still scrounge it out. You're going to call Xanadu Blood again. You're going to need him to double tap here. There he goes. And you get rid of the TIE Dagger. It's going to do that. They're going to do that. You're going to change target and go for the bomber now. You're going to call their reinforcement. Somebody's getting stunned. It doesn't matter. This doesn't affect anything. You're going to mark the bomber. Should be contract. You're going to call in Slave 1. And you're going to do the AoE. Should get rid of the reinforced hull or whatever it's called for the bomber. You're going to keep focusing it down with all of your abilities. It's 1 tap now. Your reinforcements get destroyed. Doesn't matter. You're not going to call anymore. Bomber goes down. I usually go for Sith Assassin next. Fix up the days on the Slave 1. And call Punishing One to assist whenever you can because he's going to do the most damage. I'm going to leave that there. Yeah, I am going to leave that there. I'm going to call P1 to assist on Malgus's ship, and then I'm going to do an AoE which should wipe both of them, and you're going to win. I would say this is about an 85% success rate. If you don't get the Xanadu double tap on one of those 2 turns at the start, it can go wrong. Or if it somehow survives, I'm not sure why my Star Wars crashes every time I win a match. This game is really buggy when you try to record or do anything on the app, so thank you, CG. I do really appreciate your garbage game. And I just clicked on the wrong game to reopen. Force a Habit, my fault, but we will do one more battle as soon as I get the game loaded up so I can show you it's usually consistent and I can try to explain more of the ways you lose. If you find this helpful, I can try and drop my fleet rank off so I can show you how to counter Punishing Ones. With a punishing one, like I said, I would recommend the Piet Relic 9 and the punishing, or not punishing one, but I guess Dengar and Cad Bane to Relic 7. I would recommend both of those. So we'll hop back into Fleet Arena. I have only 50 crystals left because I'm broke and I'm going to use them for this video. So please subscribe, comment, like the video because I'm now completely broke on crystals. You're going to do the exact same thing. Same lineup. His whole lineup's Relic 7. Of course, Leviathan is Relic 9. Same strategy. If it goes wrong, I'll show you what went wrong. It is very consistent for me. I sit comfortably in the top 3 in my Fleet Arena doing this every day. So same thing, you're going to call the Swarm. Bomber's going to take damage. You got the cleanse there, it doesn't matter. I've never read the Leviathan kit. I just did this so many times. AoE, call punishing 1. This damage doesn't matter. You just want the AoE on the TIE Dagger. Now you're going to get 2 turns here. You're going to call Xanadu Blood on both of them. You need them to double tap only once on one of them to get the kill here. Now that's a bad dodge, but you get the double tap both times. Bailed out. That is where you can lose. If that Sith, or if the TIE Dagger lives and you have to take an extra turn to target it down right here, then things could go wrong and they'll win. So it's really just RNG right there. It's about 85% chance he gets a dodge or something silly lives. Almost never going to happen, but you're just going to call in Slave 1. Will always be your reinforcement against Leviathan. I'm going to do an AoE. Bomber goes down. I'm just going to call Slave 1 because he's the only one not dazed. These don't matter. Counters doesn't matter. I'm just going to continue focusing down Malgus' ship right here. Call Slave 1. Counter, and they're going to die really easily. They get a reinforcement here. It doesn't matter. This time it is the insta-kill guy. Doesn't matter. At this point, it is already over. Losing punishing 1 there is kind of annoying for getting rid of this thing, but actually it might live. Yeah, he lives, but it doesn't matter because when they take your ship over, as long as you cleaned out everything except the last ship, you're either going to have an easy cleanup, but they're going to do an AoE and get rid of all the fear right here, and then you just clean up whatever survived to this point, and you win again. And that takes me up to rank number 1, so is it going to work this time? No, it's not. It's never going to work because Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is the worst game, bug-wise, to ever exist. I don't know why I've played it for this long, but I have. I probably should have screenshotted that for the video, but I don't know. I'll figure out a thumbnail. But I will go over my Fleet Relics. There's only 5 characters that matter for this counter. Whenever I get to the punishing 1 counter, if I ever make a video for that, I will show you Bosk and IG-88's gear, but they don't matter at all. Go over here to my squads. And yeah, Relic 9 Piet, Relic 7 Dengar and Cad Bane, Relic 5 Mando, those are your 3 starting, and then Relic 8 Boba. If you want to make it even easier, you can of course Relic 9 Boba Fett. I would say it's probably a waste, but you can always take Bam up to Relic 7, it'll do more damage and pretty much guarantee the kill. I would recommend this setup if you want to continue to succeed with fleets. I did finally take my punishing 1 off of defense in Grand Arena, and I have been enjoying having that counter in my pocket. And of course 6 dot mods on all of them, very simple, straightforward counter. I hope you guys found this helpful. Like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Love to hear all the feedback from people who watch my videos. I've been posting various random YouTube videos for a long time, so yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Also, please subscribe. I have 0 crystals now. I gotta wait on Grand Arena payout to get ready for territory battles, so please subscribe for my crystals.